ball is tipped. There you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. All those years, no one knows just how hard you worked. But now it shows that one shining moment you reached deep inside. In one shining moment you knew you were alive. Feel the beat of your heart, feel the wind in your face. It's more than a contest, it's more than a race. It's done, win or lose, you always did your best, 'cause inside you knew that one shining moment you reached for the sky. One shining moment you knew. One shining moment you willing to try. One shining moment you knew. Shining moment.
Yeah! 34, a 5'1" guard. She's a sophomore, probably their point guard. Julie Davis, number 13, a 5'5" guard. She's a senior. At the forward positions, Tamisha Wright, number 30, a freshman 5'8" forward. Sarah Stefanshin, a 5'9" junior, number 32, in the center position. And at the other forward position, Kim Burke, number 33, a 5'7" senior.
And West Mifflin gets 35 points a game from their two forwards, that being Kim Burke and Tamisha Wright. And again, Burke a senior, Wright a freshman. Lewistown Lady Panthers, I don't expect Kevin Kodish will change anything tonight, Joe.
Usual five-player rotation for Kevin Kodish, starting at the guards. Krista Gingrich, number 10, 5'8" senior. Maggie Johnson, number 12, a 5'5" senior. And Jenna Feathers, number 23, a 5'3" junior. At the forward positions, Hillary Worley, number 13, a 5'10" sophomore, and Heather McElwain, number 42, a 5'10" senior.
And when you look at the three Lewistown guards, Gingrich, Johnson, and Feathers, if you add up their season scoring averages, I believe you get over 60 points a game, close to 65 points a game.
The three Musketeers have been outstanding all year long, and I know that Johnston and Gingrich do not want to end their careers here tonight.
Absolutely not, and this is a court they're familiar with. Lewistown girls have only made 2 3-pointers in the last 2 ball games, both by Krista Gingrich, one at Clarion, one at Indiana, gyms they are not used to. This is a facility the Lewistown girls are used to, and hopefully they can light it up from the field tonight, Joe.
I think anytime you go into a building or any kind of athletic field that you are familiar with, it is a definite advantage that they have. I know talking earlier in the week with you, you mentioned that the Eastern teams have that advantage playing at Hershey during the other parts of the playoffs. I think they definitely have the advantage because they know the arena. They know different spots on the court that they're most comfortable with, and the Western teams just have to deal with it.
Okay, we're getting ready now, finally, for the start of tonight's ball game. When Joe and I come back, we'll be ready to tip it off. You're listening to high school basketball on WCHX.
They are not permitted on the floor at any time. Any fan complaining about constant officials or players are removed from the premises immediately. Noisemakers, whistles, pom-pom signs, and banners are not permitted. Fans or students are not permitted to use cheers that contain profanity or vulgar language. Any fan who has objects or debris on the playing floor will be removed from the premises immediately. And finally, no smoking in the building. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the
we have St. Francis. Great rendition of the national anthem by 3 young ladies from the Loretto area, Joe. And both teams are being introduced now, and again, something different. The visiting Lewistown Panthers, Lady Panthers, being introduced first.
It is the first time I've seen them in these uniforms, and they're going to hope, as well as their fans, that these blue uniforms give them good luck so they can take that nice ride to Hershey Saturday night.
Well, we know they can play in the white uniforms, and I've seen them play in the blue uniforms, Joe, and if they play their ball game tonight, it's not going to matter what color uniform they wore up here tonight.
That's right. Seriously speaking, it doesn't matter what kind of uniforms you're wearing. If they're purple, green, yellow, brown, it really doesn't matter. If you can play the game, you'll play the game, and this Lewistown team has showed they can definitely play this game.
Lewistown Lady Panthers have been introduced. A big Lewistown following again, and as we've said, in every game on the road to Hershey, Joe, it seems like a home game. Even though Lewistown dressed in the blue tonight, it seems like a home game crowd-wise for Lewistown.
If Lewistown does defeat West Mifflin, it's kind of a shame that this game is at Hershey on Saturday, because if it was at the Bryce Jordan Center, they could pack so many more fans than the old Hershey Park Arena.
I know tickets with whoever wins this ball game will probably go on sale tomorrow or Friday at their respective high schools. And talking to Tona Williams, of course, last year they had a double dose of it with the boys and the girls, and it was a nightmare. So Tona and her husband Chris, they have the experience from last year, and I know they want to handle the tickets again this year.
I'm sure if this Lewistown Lady Panther team wins this game tonight, you're going to see absolute mobs for the ticket line, because this is the hottest ticket in town, the high school championships, and every Lewistown resident will try to get their hands on a ticket.
It is absolutely a tough ticket to get to the Hershey Park Arena. Lewistown has a great following, and hopefully everyone that wants to go down, if the Lady Panthers can win the West tonight, will be able to move on to the Hershey Park Arena and support the Lewistown Lady Panthers, because they've followed them the whole way through the playoffs.
That's right. This is not a bandwagon type of crowd. This crowd has been with them throughout the whole year, but we really shouldn't jump the gun. They still have a game to be played, and this can be a tough game tonight against this West Mifflin club.
You got to win tonight or you don't go to Hershey. We're getting ready for the opening tap. It's McElwain, Worley, Johnston, Feathers, and Gingrich. McElwain will jump for Lewistown against Sarah Stefancian of West Mifflin. The tap is controlled by West Mifflin. It's stolen, though, by Lewistown quickly. And here comes Krista Gingrich into the front court. Lewistown going from our right to our left. Gingrich, 15-foot jumper. A little bit strong on that one off the back of the rim. Kim Burke clears for West Mifflin, gets it off to their point guard, Mary Fulmore. Fulmore is guarded by Maggie Johnston. Hillary Worley will guard Tamisha Wright. Down low this time to Kim Burke, and she gets a lay-in, and West Mifflin, 25 seconds into the ball game, leads Lewistown 2-0.
We talked about in the pregame show, Jenna Feathers had some problems down low.
Not sure in that matchup if Feathers can handle Burke. Burke about 4 or 5 inches taller. West Mifflin, it looks like playing a 1-3-1 zone against the Lady Panthers. Lewistown working the perimeter. Johnston at the point. Feathers and Gingrich in the wing. Johnston penetrates, tries to dish up to McElwain. She gets it, misses a shot, ties up Stefancian, and it'll be Lewistown ball in a possession arrow. With 7:06 to play in the opening quarter, it's West Mifflin leading Lewistown 2-0.
Heather McElwain just never gives up. She never gave up on that play, and that's why Lewistown has the possession.
Gingrich inbounds it to Johnston. Now back to Gingrich on the swing. Gingrich cross-court pass to Maggie. Maggie penetrates, pulls up from 8 feet. It's short. Ball loose underneath. Worley comes up with it. Her shot is blocked by Wright. Wright comes down with the rebound. She looks to run. Now she goes back court, and the referees missed that call. As she went back court in front of us, she had both feet in the front court.
That was an obvious call that she went back court. Official was right there. I don't know what she's looking at.
The matchup we want to watch for defensively as Lewistown's in demand is Feathers and Burke, as West Mifflin will try to post Burke up. Fulmore now with the ball, guarded by Johnston, top of the circle. Gingrich guarding Julie Davis. Stefancian comes out 20 feet from the bucket on the left wing. Now Julie Davis fires a three. It's long, and Maggie Johnston all alone to clear for the Lady Panthers. West Mifflin back quickly on defense. Gingrich now, the right wing, tricky dribbles, kicks it back out front to Feathers. She penetrates, back to Johnston, wide open three by Maggie, in and out. And Lewistown still having trouble connecting from the outside, but the ball goes off West Mifflin, and Lewistown will have another opportunity. We've played almost 2 minutes tonight. West Mifflin leading Lewistown 2-0.
Maggie Johnston should have a better game than she did against Blackhawk. She struggled in that game last Saturday.
McElwain off the Johnston pass, turned around jumper on the left block, cans it, and we're tied at 2.
Nice looking job posting up by Heather McElwain. She banked it in.
Lewistown in half-court pressure. Johnston did pick Fulmore up in the backcourt, but no full-court pressure. Now down low to Burke. And Worley gets the rebound on the Burke miss. She missed the layup that time. Quickly to Gingrich into the front court. Krista into the middle. Her running one-hander off the board. No good. Looking for a foul. Didn't get it. And Tamisha Wright clears for West Mifflin.
I agree with you, Joe. I think the matchup offensively for West Mifflin is Burke against Feathers. If Burke can post up, Feathers is going to have so many problems tonight.
Davis looking for Wright down low. She's guarded by Worley. Now she comes to the right elbow. Kicks it back to Julie Davis. We've played almost 3 minutes. Low-scoring game thus far, 2-2. That would favor West Mifflin in the long run.
They want a defensive struggle, and so far they have it.
They're very happy at this point to pass the ball around the perimeter, looking to get it inside. They were successful the first time down the court, the only time down the court. Right now at the elbow, spin dribble on Worley, puts it up in the paint, misses a shot, gets her own rebound, misses a follow, and there's Johnston with the rebound. A little contact, no foul. Referee's letting him play. Johnston on the wing to Feathers, underneath, loses control of the ball, and they turn it back over to West Mifflin. So maybe a little case of the nerves here early in the early going for the Lewistown Lady Panthers.
I think that's right, Joe. They do look a little tentative on that play. It looked like Jenna Feathers might have shuffled her feet a little bit, and she just went out of bounds, and I think Lewistown's going to have to settle down.
Fulmore bringing it up for West Mifflin, throws it away on the wing as Burke trying to come out for the pass. Good defense by Feathers that time as she pushed Burke out a little further than she wanted to go, but not far enough to get the pass.
Fulmer led her too much with that pass, and it just got knocked out of bounds. Lewistown ball.
1-3-1 zone, West Mifflin. Feathers penetrates. Her running one-hander is good. That time she got into the middle of the zone, and the Lady Panthers take their first lead of the evening with 4:20 to play in the opening quarter, 4-2.
Nice looking drive by Feathers, slicing through the defense to lay it up and in.
Fulmore guarded by Johnston. West Mifflin has been very patient offensively. They go to Davis on the wing. Right wing in front of our scorer's table, in front of our broadcasting position. We're courtside across from the Lewistown bench. Davis, 23 feet out, top of the circle. She's guarded by Gingrich. Now to Kim Burke. Down low to Wright. Wright gets it back outside. Stolen that time by Feathers, and Feathers is hammered hard to the court by Wright. A loose ball. Wright ran her over. And that'll be the first foul of the evening. It goes against Tamisha Wright. It'll be Lewistown ball leading 4-2.
That was a hard foul by Tamisha Wright. Both players hitting the deck. That was just a big-time collision.
Erin Halley comes into the ball game for West Mifflin as Julie Davis will take a seat on the bench. Lewistown leading 4-2. Unable to get going offensively thus far. Feathers tries to force it down low. Almost stolen. Johnson comes up with a loose ball. Worley, top of the circle, three! And she hits the triple, and the Lady Panthers now lead 7-2.
How many times do you see that? What a great job. Hillary Worley knocking down the tray.
She might get that opportunity as the Lewistown guards move through the inside. Worley wide open from the arc, hit the three-pointer. Fulmore back in the front court for West Mifflin, guarded by Maggie Johnston. In the corner now to Halley, back to Fulmore. She's trying to penetrate, switching defense by Lewistown. Worley and Johnston on the switch that time. And West Mifflin throws it away again. And the Lady Panthers with a 7-2 advantage. And West Mifflin's going to take a 20-second timeout. 3:05 to play in the opening quarter. It's Lewistown 7, West Mifflin 2. We'll be back after this brief timeout. To St. Francis, where Lewistown, after falling behind 2-0, Joe, and coming out to a very slow start, they're leading 7-2 now. And West Mifflin they're causing a couple turnovers against West Mifflin. They're having trouble with the ball.
West Mifflin having some trouble passing the ball in their half-court offense. I think we're going to see more full-court pressure by Lewistown. They got a 7-2 lead right now. They're going to look to increase that.
Looks like West Mifflin might be changing their defense. Looks like a man defense this time down the court. Lewistown going into their motion offense. Gingrich tries to Force one down low to Nikki Snyder in the ball game now. Throws it away as Snyder and Zampelli in for Lewistown as the Lady Panthers turn it over to West Mifflin. Down low to right, she loses the ball. Gingrich comes up with it. 2-on-2 with Feathers. Gingrich on the left wing. Nice no-look pass to Feathers. And Jenna lays it in. And the Lady Panthers on the run lead 9-2.
What a beautiful no-look pass by Lewistown's ultimate superstar, Krista Gingrich.
West Mifflin quickly into the front court. Kim Burke now with the ball between the circles. Guarded by Feathers. Zampelli now guarding right. Feathers doing a good job on Burke out at the circle. Burke penetrates, running scoop is no good. And there's Maggie Johnson with the rebound. 3-on-1, Feathers and Gingrich. Behind the pass, back pass to Gingrich. Back to Johnston, misses a layup. Pass almost went out of bounds. Saved that time by Krista Gingrich, so maybe a little bit too fancy that time, Joe.
That's right, Lewistown playing a little bit too much Harlem Globetrotter ball.
Fulmore on the wing, now down low to Burke. Ball knocked loose by Feathers. Stolen on the baseline by Nikki Snyder, but she went to the floor and called for the travel, so the ball goes back to West Mifflin. 1:53 to play in the opening quarter. The Lady Panthers lead 9-2. Kevin Kodish taking Maggie Johnston out right now as Hillary Worley back in the ball game, so Kodish able to rest his guards here in the first quarter.
West Mifflin really has to get Kim Burke more involved in the game. She should post up, and they haven't done that.
Right down low to Stefancian. Let's count the bucket. As Nikki Snyder, late getting there that time, fouled Sarah Stefancian, and she'll have an opportunity for the conventional three-point play.
That's Nikki Snyder's first foul, as well as Lewistown's first team foul. And Joel, throughout these playoffs, we've seen Lewistown, the team has just not created many fouls in all their games. Maybe the most was that game against Blackhawk.
In the second half against Blackhawk, as Stefancian misses the second free throw. Zampelli clears for Lewistown. Quickly to Gingrich. Gingrich tries to go underneath. Ball knocked loose. Worley comes up with it, lays it up and in. So the sophomore with 5 points here in the first quarter for the Lady Panthers as they lead 11-4. 1 minute and 30 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Gingrich guarding Fulmore now as Johnston out of the ball game. Stefancian out to the arc on the right wing, looking for help. Nothing there. Now top of the circle to Halley. Her three-point attempt circles the rim and comes out. Feathers there for the rebound. Into the front court. We're approaching 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Lady Panthers lead by 7. Gingrich on the wing. Wide open three by Gingrich. It's short. Zampelli with the offensive boards kicks it back out to Feathers. Feathers picks up her dribble, now finds Nikki Snyder. Feathers again. Gingrich looked at the three, decided against it, penetrates, has the ball knocked loose, and stolen that time by Halley, and it goes back over to West Mifflin. 50 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Lady Panthers leading by 7.
Good defense on that play by Halley, stripping Gingrich.
Burke with the ball to Stefancian. Foul line goes on the wing to Fulmore. Fulmore has not looked to shoot at all in this ball game. Now Kim Burke shoots out to the arc. On the left arc in front of the Lewistown bench. We're down to 30 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Halley with the ball 30 feet from the bucket. Gets it to Fulmore. They're trying to post right up down low. Zampelli with her. Now the high-low from Stefancian to right. She misses the layup. Good defense that time by Zampelli as she pushed her off the block a little bit and forced her to take a longer shot that she wanted, Joe.
West Mifflin missing a lot of good opportunities down low. They missed a lot of wide open layups.
Now it looks like West Mifflin might be in a 2-3 zone. Gingrich dribbles. Her drive. Her jump shot from the corner is long. Wright comes down with the rebound. 3 seconds. 2. She's going to fire one up from the three-point circle, and it doesn't go. And we played 1 quarter tonight at St. Francis with the Lewistown Lady Panthers leading 11-4. We'll be back after this brief timeout. We're back at St. Francis, second quarter action. Billy Joel Diamond and Joe Pappas. Krista Gingrich will start the second quarter right beside Kevin Kodish as Maggie Johnson has checked back into the ball game. It's West Mifflin ball. Kim Burke with it, guarded by Feathers. Other than the first play when they posted Burke up, Feathers done a nice job defensively. Now Burke for 3. It's long. Rebound comes down to Hillary Worley. Worley leading the Panthers with 5 points, gets that rebound. Lewistown tries to go long that time to Feathers, knocked out of bounds by Wright. It'll be Lewistown ball as Kevin Kodish and Charlie Funk both call the number 3 play. So, Joe, we'll look and see what the number 3 play is here.
Well, obviously it won't go to Gingrich because she's sitting on the bench. I think you'll see Jenna Feathers drive.
Feathers drives, kicks it to Zampelli at the left elbow. Her jump shot is no good, and it's cleared by Kim Burke. I was hoping it was a 3-point shot that was good, but that wasn't to be that time.
Maybe next time.
Fulmore with the ball. Johnston will pick her up at the timeline. Dribbling to her right. Now Halley kicks out. She's guarded by Worley. Lewistown playing man right got away with a walk on the baseline that time. No call, and she gets a layup, and it's now 11-6.
Throughout these playoffs, we've seen very shaky officiating, and right there, it was obvious that Wright traveled.
Worley on the wing, she'll fire another three. This one is short. Zampelli offensive boards, misses a putback. Snyder with the rebound, has a block. Now Johnston with the steal. To Feathers, she'll fire top of the circle three. That one's off the rim, no good, and it's knocked out of bounds off the head of Kim Burke, and it'll be Lewistown ball as Krista Gingrich and Heather McElwain back in the ball game for the Lady Panthers as Zampelli and Snyder will get their rest. Lewistown leading 11-6, 6:53 to play in the half. Feathers off the inbound to Johnston, top of the circle. Now to Gingrich, looks to penetrate, kicks it back out to Maggie Johnson. Now Gingrich looks at the three, not there. Feathers in the corner, goes baseline. Her running one-hander off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound underneath. Jenna gets her own rebound, and she'll start the offense again. Picks up the rebound, gets it, or the dribble, gets it to Gingrich. 6:30 to play in the half. Feathers on the right wing, right in front of the West Mifflin bench, and she throws it away to a cutting Hillary Worley. Fulmore comes up with it, gets it to Julie Davis. She misses the layup. Wide open layup that time, but good hustle by Heather McElwain. Panthers come back quickly. Gingrich jump shot from 20, and she hits it. Her first 3 points of the night, and the Panthers lead 14-6.
If she gets hot, it could be lights out for West Mifflin.
Davis quickly back. First time we've seen West Mifflin try to run. Down low to right. Nice pass to Stefancian. Misses a layup, and there's Hillary Worley to clear. Comes Gingrich with fresh legs off the bench. Pulls up again from 20. That one's in and out. I thought that one was going too, Joe.
It looked like it was going in the cylinder. Right now, West Mifflin needs some offense.
Fulmore with the ball for West Mifflin. 5:40 to play in the half. Lewistown with their biggest lead at 8. Julie Davis in the corner to Fulmore. Lewistown has played man defense the whole game. We have not seen any full court pressure from either team. Feathers almost steals the ball from Wright. Needs some help, finds Kim Burke cutting through the bucket, but Gingrich knocks it loose, and she's going to go 2-on-2 with Feathers. Gingrich driving to the bucket. Left-handed runner is no good, and Fulmore pulls it down for West Mifflin. A little out of control that time. Krista Gingrich penetrated, got too far under the bucket. Davis now with a three-pointer. It's short, and McElwain with good inside position draws the foul as Sarah Stefancian was climbing all over her back.
That's Stefancian's first foul, second team foul against West Mifflin. West Mifflin's been dominated all over the place. They cannot get good position on the boards, and also they've been missing so many opportunities, and we saw what happened to Blackhawk when they missed all those easy shots throughout the game, and they lost, and West Mifflin looks like they're going to lose tonight.
Lewistown is called to head play. Gingrich, top of the circle, drives the left wing, tricky dribbles, now baseline jumper. And one of the things Krista does so well that we've seen all year is draw fouls. She's not getting the calls tonight, and she's forcing shots. Typically, she gets the foul. She's not getting them tonight, and the ball goes back to West Mifflin.
That could be the fact that these are not District 6 officials, and they're not used to seeing Krista Gingrich play.
Lewistown girls, Maggie Johnson, Krista Gingrich, and Jenna Feathers, all able to use their bodies well, but tonight we're not seeing any whistles. There's only 3 fouls called, and we're halfway through the second quarter. They got the ball down low, that time to Wright. Her turnaround jumper from 5 feet. She canned it, and the Lady Panthers lead by 6 at 14-8. Gingrich now to Worley, wide open to McElwain. Lewistown in their motion offense this time. Johnston, wide open 3 from the corner. Maggie short on that, and Wright gets the rebound. Maggie having her problems from the arc in the playoffs. The last 3 games, she's been unable to hit a triple.
She has not shot well from the perimeter.
Wright, great spin move to the bucket. Misses a shot, though, and Zampelli pulls down the rebound for the Lady Panthers. They look to push. West Mifflin back. Gingrich in the corner to Worley. Worley drives. Her running one-hander is no good. Let's check the foul if it's a block. No, yes, it is a blocking foul, so Hillary Worley will shoot 2 for the Lady Panthers.
It's a second foul against Tamisha Wright. The freshman has 2. Third team foul against West Mifflin, and she's going to come out of the game.
Tamisha Wright likes to get the ball down low on the blocks, Joe, and spin hard to the bucket. I believe she only has, 4 points. She's the leading scorer for West Mifflin thus far. As Worley gets the first free throw. Hillary Worley, the sophomore, with 6 points for the Lady Panthers. She is their leading scorer. As West Mifflin into the ball game for them. Number 11, Sam Droznek. Wasn't sure if the name Sam was correct, but it's on the official roster also. As Worley connects on the second one, and the Lady Panthers equal their largest lead at 8 with 4 minutes even to play in the second quarter. Fulmore against Johnston. She beats her into the front court, pulls up the foul line. Her shot goes in and out, and there's Zampelli with great inside position that time, clearing for Lewistown. So Lewistown doing a great job on the defensive boards. Gingrich pull-up jumper from the left elbow is good, and the Lady Panthers now lead by 10 and trying to open up this lead in the first half.
They've done a great job with getting the position. Zampelli going crazy underneath the boards, getting position and boxing out.
Feathers now at the scorer's table. West Mifflin tries to go down low to Kim Burke. Zampelli knocked it out of bounds. I thought it went off Burke's fingertips that time, Joe, but they're giving the ball to West Mifflin.
Zampelli coming out of the game. She's played an outstanding first half, doing the dirty work, not getting a lot of press for it, but she does the job.
5 Lewistown starters are back in the ball game. Burke down low to Halley. Her shot blocked by Worley, and Maggie Johnston comes up with it. She looks to run. Jenna Feathers on the right wing. Cross-court pass to Krista Gingrich. She fires for 3. That one's short. Inside position, McElwain. The ball comes out long, though. Fulmore comes up with it, stolen by Johnston to Feathers. She drives. Nice move inside and gets the bucket. So there, Jenna Feathers used her body very well to snake inside and get the layup. And it's a West Mifflin timeout. 2:58 to play in the first half. Lewistown 20, West Mifflin 8. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to St. Francis, and Joe, we're going to see some full court Lewistown pressure. West Mifflin having trouble getting it in. They finally get it into Howley. Now they're going to break the press. Burke across the timeline. Lewistown back defensively. Burke pulls up the foul line, and I'll tell you what, it's a running scoop shot. McElwain's going to be called for the foul. Kevin Kodish asking for the walk. He's not happy with the officials. He's looking for a technical foul. I can't blame him. This game has not been officiated well. They've only blown their whistle about 6 times the whole ball game. Now one of the officials trying to calm Kevin Kodish and Charlie Funk down. And I'm not sure why they're not letting her shoot the 2, because it was a scoop shot when they whistled her for the foul, even if it was 15 feet.
These officials are having all sorts of problems.
Now Gingrich's going to be whistled for the foul as West Mifflin's Sam Droznick broke open off the inbounds pass, and she'll shoot 2. That'll be Gingrich's first foul. Both teams now with 3 fouls.
McElwain also picking up her first foul. It's 3 team fouls, as you said. West Mifflin, it's obvious that they are having so many problems. As you saw Kim Burke running the floor, how often do you see a big person running the floor? She was lucky that she didn't get stripped that time.
Droznick gets the first one, trying to cut the lead to 10. I think the officials are calling the fouls well tonight, Joe. They're letting both teams play, but I think they're missing a lot of violations, particularly walking violations. Droznick gets a second one. Lewistown quickly back. Feathers wide open 3. It's off the front of the rim. No good. And Stefancian clears for West Mifflin. West Mifflin trying to cut the lead into single digits as we're approaching 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Gingrich all over Droznick. Loose ball stolen by Gingrich. Gingrich quickly down court to Feathers. Behind the back dribble. Another behind the back dribble. One too many as Droznick comes up with it on the court. And we have a tie-up, and it'll go to Lewistown. So that time, Feathers with 2 tricky dribbles. The first one worked. The second one was right back into the defense.
Yeah, I think they should really stop trying to be like the Lakers or the Chicago Bulls and just play their textbook basketball.
Must be the blue uniforms,
That's
Joe.
right.
Feathers down low in the paint to McElwain. Turnaround jumper. Count it for Heather. That's her 4th point of the evening as the Lady Panthers lead back up to 12 with 2 minutes to play in the first half. The winner will advance to Hershey's Saturday evening at 6 o'clock to play the winner of Lancaster Catholic and Berwick. Right back in the ballgame. Double teamed on the low post. Nice pass to that time to Stefancian as she laid it in, and the lead's back down to 10.
With the double team, Stefancian was left wide open, and they finally made a bucket down low.
Johnston wide open 3. Count this one as that one touched nothing but net, and maybe that'll get Maggie going.
It just takes one to get you hot.
Lewistown full court pressure. West Mifflin breaks it. Right, penetrates, runs over Worley, but hits Stefancian, and she gets the lay-in. So Lewistown has not caused any problems with that full court pressure.
Crowd wanting a traveling call on Wright, but she didn't travel on that play.
Johnston now with the ball against his 2-3 zone. Gingrich will fire from 3. Count that one. So back-to-back threes, and we'll trade threes for 2 any day of the week, Joe.
Oh, any day you can take that. Gingrich now with 8 points.
Lewistown staying in the full court pressure. Fulmore breaks it. She had a wide open lane to the bucket, decided against it. Kicks it back out to Drozden. Her 3-point shot is no good. McElwain fighting for the rebound. Good job. gets it out to Feathers. Lewistown looking to run. Hillary Worley in the front court. Now they'll set the offense. Panthers with 2 threes in a row. Now Johnston from 24. That one's long, and Wright's there to clear for West Mifflin. Spin dribbles past Feathers. Now she'll look to get it to Fulmore and set up the offense. Lewistown with their biggest lead of the night with 30 seconds to play in the half. They lead by 14. A double-digit lead at halftime would be great. Drosden down low to Wright. Good double team that time by Lewistown. Loose ball on the floor. Feathers gets it, but knocks it out of bounds. But great hustle that time by Jenna Feathers.
Lewistown, you can tell they want this game. They need this game. They want to make that trip to Hershey, and they're playing very well right now. You can see great defensive strategy, double teaming right down low, and she's having so many problems. You can see the freshman might be rattled here tonight.
20 seconds to play in the opening half. The Lady Panthers lead 28-14. Staying into man defense. Fulmore across the timeline to Stefanchen. Down low to Burke. Burke misses the shot, but she's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line, shooting 2 for West Mifflin. Kim Burke has been very quiet this evening, Joe.
Foul's going to be on Jenna Feathers, her first foul. We saw the opening points of the game for West Mifflin. Kim Burke posted up well against Jenna Feathers. I'm surprised they haven't gone to that because it worked so well, and the size difference is incredible. Kim Burke is so much taller and bigger than Jenna Feathers. She could dominate her all night, but they haven't gone to her.
She bricks the first free throw. She'll get the second one. 13 seconds to play in the half. The second one is good, so Lewistown will have an opportunity at the final shot and should take a double-figure lead into halftime. Gingrich now with the ball with 10. She goes baseline. Double team there, kicks it back outside to Johnston. Johnston top of the circle to Feathers. She's going to penetrate the whole way to the bucket. Running one-hander is good, and she's fouled with 1 tick on the clock. And Jenna will have an opportunity at the three-point play.
Jenna Feathers now with 8 points on the night. She's had a couple nice drives like that little Showtime move, a little hang and scoop. Nice-looking drive by Jenna Feathers.
Kevin Kodish has asked his players to clear the free throw line with only 1 second to play in the half. So Gingrich, Worley, McElwain, and Johnston standing in the backcourt as Feathers connects. And the Lady Panthers have doubled West Mifflin here, 30-15. Burke from three-quarters court is short, and we've played 1 half. And after a slow start, Joe, it's been all the Lewistown Lady Panthers.
This crowd can sense it. They're 1 half away from making another trip to Hershey Park.
We're at halftime at St. Francis. The Lewistown Lady Panthers leading West Mifflin 31-15. When Joe and I come back, we'll talk about the first half. You're listening to high school basketball on WCHX. We're at halftime where the Lewistown Lady Panthers are halfway to Hershey, Joe, as they lead West Mifflin 31-15 at the half. Lewistown started out slowly, didn't score their first bucket until over 2 minutes into the ball game as they trailed early 2-0. But since that point, it's been all Lewistown.
West Mifflin missing a lot of shots. Lewistown's defense, that is, has really stepped it up, stripping balls, doing a great job double teaming Tamisha Wright. And what can you say about Jenna Feathers and Krista Gingrich, Hillary Worley? Everybody on the Lewistown team has really contributed offensively.
Very impressed with the Lewistown defensive rebounding also, as they are not giving West Mifflin and very many, if any, second shots.
That comes from good coaching. I'm sure that Kevin Kodish and his staff has stressed to them, box out and you'll get the rebounds, and that's what they've done all night tonight, and they'll look to do that in the second half.
Okay, I'm sending Joe into both locker rooms now. When we come back, we'll talk about the second half. You're listening to high school basketball on WCHX. The DeGaulle Arena at the University of St. Francis. Billy Joel Diamond along with Joe Pappas. We're at halftime where the Lewistown Lady Panthers are halfway to Hershey, leading West Mifflin 31-15, and if Lewistown plays like they did in the second half as they did in the first half, Joe, we're going to Hershey Saturday.
I think we might see a lot of members of the Lewistown team on this court, because if they play like they did in the first half, we're going to see a blowout, and you can just see that Hershey Park Arena sign coming up in the rearview mirror.
Okay, Joe, Suzanne has worked out some statistics for you. Do you want to run down the first half stats?
First half scoring for West Mifflin, Sarah Stefanchen led their team. She had 6 points. Tamisha Wright poured in 4. Kim Burke scored 3, and Sam Droznick had 2 points, and that was it for their team scoring-wise. And for Lewistown scoring-wise, Jenna Feathers had 9 points. She led the way. So, a couple of fantastic moves down low. Krista Gingrich had 8 points. Hillary Worley scored 7. Heather McElwain poured in 4, and Maggie Johnson had that 1 3-pointer.
So Lewistown leading 31-15, and This is the first road trip for Suzanne, and we've been unable to come up with a name yet for Suzanne. So if anybody wants to call the station and come up with a name, then we can name you as part of the Chicks Road Crew, Suzanne. But we're glad to have you here tonight, doing a great job on the statistics for us. We're at halftime. The Lewistown Lady Panthers out on the court. West Mifflin yet to come out. When we come back, we'll be ready for the second half. You're listening to high school basketball on WCHX. At St. Francis, Billy Joel Diamond along with Joe Pappas. Joe's second half action just around the corner, and another key statistic that just came your way was rebounding.
Definitely rebounding. For West Mifflin, they have 14 total rebounds. Lewistown has 22, but West Mifflin's rebounds have come all defensively. They have one offensive rebound, and that's the reason why they're not getting any second and third opportunities. They've just been missing all their easy shots. Lewistown's been going on the break and scoring.
And also turnovers. I believe West Mifflin has 10 turnovers in the first half, and Lewistown only with 6 turnovers. Both teams back in their huddles. We're getting ready for the second half of action. Lewistown 16 minutes away from defending their Western Championship and having the opportunity, Joe, to defend the state championship, playing the winner of Lancaster Catholic and Berwick. Roger Hurto is now back at the station trying to find out a score for us. When he can do that, we'll pass that along to you to see who the winner of this ball game, and if it stays this way, it'll be the Lady Panthers. We'll play on Saturday at 6 at the Hershey Park Arena.
There's no reason to think that this Lewistown team will not be going back to Hershey. They've had an outstanding game, and they just got to keep it up, and they're 16 minutes away from another trip to Chocolatetown.
Gingrich, Johnston, Feathers, Worley, and McElwain starting for Lewistown. Burke, Fulmore, Wright, Davis, and Stefanchon. So both teams with their original starting lineups. Burke with the ball. It's West Mifflin with the ball and the possession area to start the half. Fulmore on the perimeter. Lewistown has played man defense the whole way. They've pressed a little bit in the second quarter. Feathers doing a good job on Kim Burke all evening. Now cross court pass to Fulmore. She really has not looked for a shot all night. Worley guarding right top of the circle to Fulmore. So West Mifflin very patient in this half-court offense. Gingrich guarding Davis. Now they try to go down low to Wright. Double team, ball loose. Wright comes up with it. We've played 45 seconds, no scoring, and Wright is going to be called for the 11th West Mifflin turnover. She shuffled her feet that time, and it goes back to the Lady Panthers, leading 31-15.
She has shown glimpses of how good she is. I think she's been rattled a bit by the atmosphere, and also that double team. Heather McElwain coming over from the weak side, doing a great job.
West Mifflin in man this half. Burke guarding Gingrich. Gingrich with the ball left wing, penetrates in the paint. Her running one-hander is short. Wright clears for West Mifflin. Wright has done a nice job on the defensive boards tonight for West Mifflin.
That's the best thing about her game thus far tonight. She's done a great job rebounding, only defensively, but not offensively.
West Mifflin trying to get into their motion offense. Fulmore double teamed that time. Feathers almost comes up with a steal. Back to Fulmore. She's guarded by Johnston. Johnston with the kick that time. And West Mifflin will retain possession. I was ready to stay. Let's rewind the shot clock, but we don't have a shot clock in high school.
That's right, no shot clock in high school. Teams can kill as much clock as they want to.
West Mifflin inbounds underneath their own bucket. We've played a minute 20 in the second half. There's been no scoring. West Mifflin has yet to get a shot in the second half. Lewistown's Gingrich has missed. Burke with the ball off the right screen, now to Fulmore. Back outside to Burke. West Mifflin being very patient, trailing by 16 points here. Burke picks up her dribble, now to Fulmore, almost throws it away. 6:20 to play in the half. Lewistown would be happy to sit in defense.
That's right.
Feathers went for the steal. Burke gets by her, tries a three-pointer, no good. Wright with the rebound, no shot. We're going to have a whistle and a foul, and I think that's going to be the third foul against Tamisha Wright.
Over the back call on Tamisha Wright. That's what happens when you don't get positioned down low. She went over the back. That's the first team foul against West Mifflin. I'm kind of shocked that Phil Shar is not going to Burke down low. I don't know what he's thinking.
Not thinking a whole lot, Joe. Gingrich with the ball, pull-up jumper from 18. It's off the front of the rim short. And McElwain with the rebound, misses the putback, ball loose. This time Fulmer comes down with it. So Gingrich, 2 opportunities here in the second half. Both were misfires. Davis now, guarded by Gingrich, right in front of her own bench. Down low to Wright. Passes in the lane, looking for Stefanchon, but Feathers that time with help defense, and the steal quickly to Johnston. Johnston, stop and go dribble in the paint, kicks it back outside to McElwain. Over to Worley on the left wing. They'll get it back to Feathers and set the offense. Johnston wide open from 23. Her shot is no good. McElwain fighting for the rebound, but that time Burke comes down with it. No scoring yet in the second half, Joe. 5:20 to play. The Lady Panthers holding their 16-point lead as Phil Shar is going to take a quick 20-second timeout. 5:22 to play in the third quarter. 31-15 Lewistown. We'll be back in 20 seconds.
Number 13.
Jim, what are we doing?
Go ahead, you're on.
Okay, welcome back to St. Francis. Hillary Worley with a foul off the inbounds pass. Now Kim Burke penetrates and she draws the foul. So now, since the timeout, West Mifflin trying to go down low, Joe, and draw some fouls or create something.
It finally worked that time. Kim Burke driving on Jenna Feathers. Feathers picking up her second foul. That's the second team foul against Lewistown thus far here in the second half.
5:09 to play in the third quarter. It's 31-15. Lewistown make it 31-16 as West Mifflin first on the board here in the third quarter. They were the first team to score as this game opened as they jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Burke's second shot is long. Feathers with the long rebound to Johnston. Looking to run, 2-on-4. Maggie elects to pull it out this time. West Mifflin in a man defense. She's guarded by Fulmer. She drives to the bucket. Left-handed layup is good. Strong drive that time by Maggie Johnson. And the Lady Panthers with their biggest lead at 17.
Explosive move by Johnston driving right past Fulmer.
Johnson now guarding Fulmer in the half court. Gingrich on Davis. They're trying to go down low to Stefanchen. Let's check and see where Burke is. She's out the top of the circle. Now she's trying to take Feathers down low. And it's stolen. Good defense by Worley that time. Tipped at the Feathers. And the Lady Panthers quickly into the front court. Worley from 18. Her jump shot is off the front of the rim. Gingrich with the rebound. Pull up from the foul line. Doesn't get the roll. Worley with the rebound. And it goes. But I think the foul's going to be on the floor. And it's either on Kim Burke or Tamisha Wright. And let's see, it is on Burke.
Foul number 33.
That is only her first foul.
First foul for Kim Burke. Second team foul against West Mifflin.
Off the inbounds, Gingrich in the corner to Feathers. Her 18-footer is good. And the Lady Panthers looking to blow this baby open, Joe.
Starting to pull away, Joel. You can just sense Chocolatetown coming up.
Fulmore with the ball, guarded by Johnston. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. The Lady Panthers lead by 19. Johnston with the steal, but steps on the out-of-bounds line right in front of the West Mifflin bench as Nikki Snyder and Andy Zampelli will rest Heather McElwain and Hillary Worley as they get a nice ovation from this pro Lewistown crowd.
Great job that time by Maggie Johnson on defense against Fulmer. Fulmer, the sophomore, getting rattled by Johnston's swarming defense.
Gingrich goes for the steal off the inbounds, but knocks it out of bounds. It will remain West Mifflin ball. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Lady Panthers lead by 19, looking to blow this one wide open. West Mifflin does get it in now to Burke. She tries to drive on Feathers, trips in the paint. Her shot blocked by Zampelli, but Zampelli's going to be whistled for the foul, so Phil Shar apparently has told Kim Burke to try to go to the bucket and draw some fouls.
Well, he finally came to his senses and sees what can work. It's not that difficult to see that Burke against Feathers is a total mismatch. Zampelli picking up her first foul. 3 team fouls against Lewistown.
Neither team in foul trouble individually as Burke connects on the free throw. 3:58 to play in the third quarter. It's 35-17 Lewistown.
Kim Burke averaging 20 points a game. She only has 5 points thus far, make it 6.
35-18 Lady Panthers. It's been a slow third quarter. Gingrich quickly into the front court, guarded by Burke, right there to help out as he gets by Burke. Nice pass underneath the Snyder, misses the layup, and Stefanchen clears for West Mifflin. Gets it to Fulmore. West Mifflin this time tries to run. Fulmore into the front court. Burke on the right wing. Down low, stolen by Zampelli as she went right in front of Wright that time for the steal.
Careless passing by West Mifflin.
Gingrich for 3, it rims in and out. Johnson fights for the rebound, gets it, gets away with a double dribble, and gets the layup that time. And the Lady Panthers in front 37-18. I thought she double dribbled that time, Joe.
No, she didn't double dribble, Joe.
Fulmore with the ball to Burke, and Feathers going to be whistled for her third foul. That is a tic-tac foul. Feathers went for the steal that time. So we'll see if Kevin Kodish will go to his bench, and he will quickly, as Gina Socio will make her first appearance into this Western final.
4 team fouls against Lewistown. That was kind of a tic-tac foul. You didn't see any contact for the most part. It was just a case of the officials getting a little whistle happy.
Sam Droznek in the ball game for West Mifflin. 3:13 to play in the quarter. Lewistown by 19. Down low to Burke. Misses a left-handed shot, but draws another foul. And Gina Socio in the ball game for only a few seconds that time picks up her first foul. So Kim Burke, it looks like, is going to live at the free throw line.
It looked like she took a page out of Krista Gingrich's playbook because it looks like she initiated some contact there. Once again, we see Kim Burke at the line looking to capitalize.
Burke will shoot two. That is the 15th foul against the Lady Panthers. As Burke hits that free throw, I believe she has made 3 or 4 this half already, Joe.
She has all the scoring thus far for West Mifflin in the second half. She has 5 points.
And they're all from the free throw line.
That's right.
West Mifflin without a field goal. Johnson now quickly into the front court, guarded by Droznek. Left-handed, tricky dribble out front. Gets it to Gingrich. Running the weave out front now with Socio. To Gingrich. Socio almost throws it away. It's knocked out of bounds off West Mifflin. So Socio is showing a few jitters here in her first appearance in this ball game.
We forgot to mention that Gingrich has 8 points. She now has broken her single-season scoring record that she set last year.
Congratulations to Krista Gingrich, but I'll tell you what, she wants to win more than the scoring records. Gingrich from 25. That one's a little long. Socio with a long rebound. Gets it to Snyder. Now Gingrich penetrating. Kicks it back outside to Socio as he'll set the offense. Maggie Johnson now between the circles, guarded by Droznek. She penetrates, running one-hander, count it, and the foul. So Maggie Johnson that time found the hole, penetrated, got the running one-hander, and she'll have an opportunity for the three-point play.
She's really picked it up. Nice-looking drive by Johnston. Droznek picking up her first foul. That's 4 team fouls against West Mifflin. She's really picked it up, Joel. She struggled in the last couple games, and she's used her quickness to her advantage with some nice-looking drives to the hoop.
Hillary Worley checks back in as Krista Gingrich will get a break here with 2:29 to play in the third quarter. The Lady Panthers have equaled their largest lead at 19, and Johnston gives them a 20-point lead as they've doubled West Mifflin 40-20.
Johnston right now with 10 points, leading the way for Lewistown.
Fulmer with the ball, picked up by Johnson at the timeline. Droznek guarded by Worley. She needs some help as she picked up her dribble. Down low to Wright, and Wright took about 4 steps before she put the ball on the floor that time, and they got her that time, Joe, as it turned back over to Lewistown.
Tamisha Wright using the old Patrick Ewing drive to the hoop with the 4 steps. This is a little different here. This is not the NBA. They're going to call that every single time, and she looks frustrated right now. The freshman, she's had a great year, and she's not used to this kind of atmosphere. You can see she's rattled by this crowd in this game.
Lewistown doing a good job of doubling down on her. Worley from the three-point line elects to drive, puts up the one-hander, and she draws the foul that time. So Hillary Worley will go to the free throw line. Game a little bit sloppy here in the third quarter.
Yeah, it hasn't been a kind of flow that we've gotten in the second half that we got in the first half. Foul was on Stefancian. That's their 3rd foul, and the team's 4th foul overall in the second half.
2 minutes even to play in the third quarter. Lady Panthers lead by 20. They're 10 minutes away from Hershey as Hillary Worley gives them a 21-point lead, and taking a minor miracle and a huge comeback, Joe. We're going to Hershey Saturday.
That's true. It should be a nice trip. I haven't been there since I was in 6th or 7th grade. I'm looking forward to it for a nice championship game Saturday night.
Maybe you can go down a little early, ride on the roller coaster, the Whirly Bird, whatever else they have,
Have
Joe.
some popcorn and peanuts?
Absolutely, then come over for the 6 o'clock tilt. Lewistown 42, West Mifflin 20 as Worley connected on both. Stefancian now, foul line jumper, and Johnston with the rebound. Maggie pushing it up the court. Into the paint, she drives hard to the bucket, misses the layup that time, and Socio gets the rebound as it comes out to near the midcourt circle. Johnston, wide open for 3, elects against it as she brings the ball out front, picks up her dribble, goes down low to Snyder, a little too long for Nikki Snyder that time, and it goes out of bounds as the Lady Panthers turn it back over to West Mifflin.
We see Krista Gingrich coming back into the ball game. We've got a little over a quarter to go, and you can just see the anticipation for that final buzzer when these Lewistown fans will start launching those Hershey kisses, and they just can't wait for that buzzer to come because it's not official, but you can pretty much sense it that they're going to win this game, and we're going to be playing Saturday night.
Gingrich back in the ball game. I concur with you on that, Joe. Droznek with the ball. Mahoney in the ball game for the first time. That is Aaron Mahoney for West Mifflin. Down low on the block. She gets the ball, misses a layup. Hillary Worley with the rebound. A minute to play. The Lady Panthers by 22. Gingrich, Worley, Socio, Zampelli. As Gingrich drives to the bucket, misses a layup and draws the foul. And Nikki Snyder are the 5 on the court for the Lady Panthers. So Krista that time with a good drive to the bucket did initiate the contact that time and drew the foul.
Foul's going to be on Mary Fulmer, her first foul. 5 team fouls for West Mifflin. And these guards from Lewistown are just so much quicker than these guards from West Mifflin. And we've seen throughout the playoffs, they've been just a step quicker than every other team, except maybe for Blackhawk, and that was just a tighter game than we're seeing tonight.
Quicker and also well-seasoned.
That's right, they have a lot of experience.
A lot of experience, and that makes a difference in this type of game as Krista Gingrich connects on both free throws. As the Panthers with a 24-point advantage, they've blown this baby open. 50 seconds to play in the third quarter. Droznik with the ball now to Mahoney. Down low to Burke. She's double teamed. And Snyder, well, I'm not sure if it's Snyder or Zampelli, but again, Burke is going to go to the free throw line. And let's check the scoring. West Mifflin without a field goal in the third quarter.
That's been their entire offense, just getting to the free throw line. No field goals. That's just incredible, and that's why they're struggling tonight. Foul's going to be on Socio. That's her second foul in the evening. 6 team fouls against Lewistown.
That one was on the floor. They get it into Burke. She puts it up and gets a field goal with 40 seconds to play in the quarter as Lewistown will run motion to end this third quarter. They lead by 22. Worley with the ball. Now she's going to pull up from the left elbow, throws up an air ball. Zampelli saves, but it goes to Davis. Davis gets it to Droznik. Socio back on defense. Droznik pulls up from 16. She answers Worley's air ball with her own air ball that time, and here comes Gingrich into the paint. Running one-hander by Krista. A little short. Krista having trouble offensively with 10 seconds to play in the quarter. West Mifflin will have an opportunity for the last shot, and they throw it away. So the Lady Panthers, with 5 seconds to go, will get their opportunity as McElwain, Johnston, and Feathers come back in. And this third quarter has not been well played by either team, Jim.
No, it's been a very sloppy third quarter, and Lewistown has just been very fortunate whether, and we see Coach Phil Shaw getting a little upset on the bench right there. Not sure what he's looking for, but he is looking upset right now, and he's going to be going home unhappy tonight.
Very unhappy. Johnston with 2. Her running one-hander at the buzzer is no good. No foul as Kevin Kodish was looking for a trip. We've played 3 at St. Francis. Lewistown 44, West Mifflin 22. We'll be back for the fourth quarter right after this. So it looks like a Lewistown-Berwick matchup Saturday night as Krista Gingrich opens the fourth quarter with a baseline jump shot, and the Lady Panthers lead 46-22. West Mifflin in the front court now. They're running their motion offense, so Phil Shaw here wants to take some time off the clock, Joe, so he doesn't really get blown out of the gym tonight.
I don't understand how he coaches. He's in his 8th season, and he really has not done a good job tonight.
3-point attempt that time by Davis, doesn't get the roll, and Johnston pulls down the long rebound for the Lady Panthers. 7 minutes to Hershey as Johnston goes down on the baseline to Feathers. She lays it up and in, and Lewistown putting this baby away.
Another acrobatic move by Jenna Feathers. Stick a fork in West Mifflin because they're done.
The Lewistown Lady Panthers are going to have an opportunity to defend their championship at Hershey as Fulmore tied up that time by Maggie Johnston. Howlett from the corner. Her jump shot is no good. That is Erin Halley, excuse me. And Worley with the rebound to Gingrich to Johnston. She penetrates, running one-hander is no good, and Mahoney clears that time for West Mifflin. 6.5 minutes, and this place is going to erupt.
Fourth quarter being played kind of like the third quarter, very sloppy.
Three-point attempt that time from Davis, as West Mifflin just firing from everywhere. McElwain blocked Halley's shot. Droznick now from three. Her shot is no good, and Feathers with the rebound. Good inside position. She draws the foul against West Mifflin. They're still not in the bonus, so Lewistown will not shoot. 6 minutes and 12 seconds to play. Lewistown dominating West Mifflin tonight, 48-22.
Foul's going to be on number 20, Erin Howley. That's her first foul. 16 fouls on West Mifflin.
Johnston and Feathers will walk it across. West Mifflin playing man defense. Gingrich now with the ball. Give and go to Johnston. Maggie fouled from behind that time by Tamisha Wright. That's her fourth, so great basic basketball that time. Gingrich and Johnston, two-man basketball. Johnston will shoot two.
Johnston again with that explosive move to the bucket, and she got hacked hard by Tamisha Wright over the back.
Kevin Kotis should have an opportunity tonight, Joe, to clean his bench.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of players for Lewistown come out maybe in the next couple of minutes if they kill some more clock, as Johnston hit her free throw.
6 minutes, 3 seconds to play. The Lady Panthers with a 27-point advantage make it 28 as they lead West Mifflin 50-22. And after the tough one Saturday night at Indiana against Blackhawk, I think Kevin Kotis and his Lady Panthers are happy for this one tonight.
Oh, I'm sure they're very happy. No nerves. You don't have to get nervous. This game was a blowout from the beginning.
Wright gets the ball down low on the block. Worley or McElwain going to be whistled for the foul. That'll be the 7th team foul against Lewistown.
Foul on number 42, Heather McElwain.
That will send Tamisha Wright to the free throw line. She'll shoot 1-1. Both teams now in the bonus.
Our second.
That's McElwain's second foul, Joel.
We'll send Aaron Mahoney to the free throw line, shooting 1-1. 5 minutes and 52 seconds till the party starts, and the Lady Panthers get ready to go to Hershey. Mahoney gets the free throw, and it's been with all free throw line for West Mifflin in the second half, with the exception of one Kim Burke field goal.
And that's why they're struggling. It's not a matter of how many points they can put up in the second half. It's a matter of how many shots they can miss. They've been bricking so many shots. It's been absolutely incredible.
They've been tough from the free throw line, though.
That's true, but those are only one-pointers.
Mahoney gets both of them. Johnston now in the front court to Feathers. Jenna dribbles into the paint, and she travels. She dragged her pivot foot that time, and it turns it back over to West Mifflin. 5:42 to play. The Lady Panthers by 26 as Charlie Funk, Kevin Kotish, and Rod Mills have semi-smiles over on the Lewistown bench.
They'll get the full smiles going when we hear the buzzer.
Droznick with the ball, guarded by Gingrich between the circles. Gets it to Burke. Johnston guarding her now as Feathers with 3 fouls. Feathers guarding Davis. Blackhawk working the perimeter, taking their time. Right now at the right elbow. Excuse me, I said Blackhawk, it's West Mifflin. West Mifflin taking too much time off the clock, Joe. They need to fire up the triples. Now they go down low and a high low to right. She misses a shot. Ball loose underneath the bucket, and Hillary Worley comes down with it for Lewistown. And we're going to have a tie-up. Possession arrow favors West Mifflin.
You know, I just really don't understand what Coach Phil Shaw is thinking, because they should be hoisting up the threes, doing something. They're killing clock. How many times? You never see that in a desperation situation for your club when you're down by 26 points.
Yeah, in an effort to try to win this, you got to get some quick buckets, and you got to put on some full court pressure. Davis's three-point is an air ball. Loose ball on the baseline. Mahoney comes up with it, though, for West Mifflin. She goes down low on the blocks to right. She tries to kick it back outside, but there's Heather McElwain with a steal to Maggie Johnson. She pushes it into the front court, and she's nailed from behind by Mahoney, the 8th team foul, and Maggie will shoot 1-1.
They're not going to call it a flagrant foul, but they might have, because she just ran right over her, basically, and it didn't look like she cared either way. She just ran over her, looked to pick up the foul, and she just picked up her first foul.
To her benefit, I think Maggie was changing speeds a little bit and looking for a pass, and Mahoney was coming down court pretty much just running out of control, try to get to a spot quickly, and she ran over Maggie from behind. She's paying for it as Maggie hit the first free throw.
4:47 to go, Joel, and this crowd has kind of emptied out a little bit. I don't know if it was the Bishop Carroll fans that have left a little bit, but This is not a full house right now, as we saw at the beginning of the game.
52-24, a blowout in the West, and as Roger Hurto said in the station, Berwick blowing out Lancaster Catholic in the East. So it looks like Lewistown and Lancaster Catholic will play on Saturday. Burke misses a shot. Wright goes to the ground for the loose ball. It's still loose. It goes out of bounds. Off Aaron Mahoney, and it'll be Lady Panther ball as Andy Zampelli, Nikki Snyder, and the senior Jada Purcell come in, and Hillary Worley, Heather McElwain, and we need to send one more to the bench. It'll be Maggie Johnston. And it looks like that'll be all the minutes those three will see tonight, Joe.
It's a good move by Kevin Kodesh. You might want to get more of the starters out, because the one thing you don't want in a game like this is an injury, and you could be in big time trouble if an injury does occur.
Feathers drives baseline, doesn't get the roll, but she's fouled. She will shoot two, one way or the other, as that is the 10th team foul against West Mifflin. It's called in the act of shooting, so Jenna will get two. Lewistown leading 52-24, 4:17 to play until the Lady Panthers move on to Hershey.
Erin Mahoney picking up her second foul.
Feathers connects on the free throw line, and Joe, we've seen in the last two games, Jenna doing a better job on her free throws.
Lewistown thus far has not missed a free throw. They've been doing a great job from the charity stripe.
Feathers hits the second one also. It's now 54-24, the biggest lead of the evening. Droznick guarded by Purcell. Looks for the back door to Davis. Now Davis comes the whole way through the paint. Down low to Stefancian. Great double team that time by Zampelli as she steals it, gets to Feathers. Feathers into the front court. We're under 4 minutes to play. Spin dribble by Jenna to Gingrich. Throws it away, out of bounds, and Lady Panthers turn it over. 3:52. It's 54-24, Lewistown.
Gingrich never had a chance at that pass. Feathers' pass was a little bit behind her, and it sailed out of bounds.
Mahoney with the ball to Burke. Stefancian on the high low to Mahoney. She loses control underneath there, but she's grabbed by Nikki Snyder, and that'll be the 8th team foul against the Lady Panthers, as Erin Mahoney will shoot 1-1 for West Mifflin.
That's Snyder's second foul, Joel, and we got 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go. I'm sure it's going to be the longest 3 minutes and 38 seconds you could ever remember in this crowd also.
I doubt if we'll hear Phil Scharr say anything after the game how Lewistown isn't the better team tonight.
No, he has absolutely nothing to say, as Lewistown has dominated from start to finish.
Burke off the Mahoney miss, gets the putback, and it's 54-26. Not a lot of excitement now, Joe. The only excitement is waiting for the clock to wind down and the kisses to come flying as Feathers fires a three. It's long. Snyder with the board. She puts up the left-hander inside. It's no good. Gets her own rebound, but she's going to be whistled for the foul, climbing the back of Sarah Stefancian, and that'll be the 9th team foul. And that got the Lewistown fans roaring a little bit.
Anytime you get a bad foul against the Lewistown player, you'll see this crowd react, and that's what they're doing right now as we see Johnston ready to enter the game.
She comes back in for Jenna Feathers. So it is Johnston, Gingrich, Zampelli, Snyder, and Purcell. 3 of the 5 seniors on the court for Lewistown. McElwain on the bench and Kim Maxwell yet to see any action tonight. We expect her soon. Lewistown going to advance to the state finals Saturday at Hershey as Mahoney misses the free throw. This time Snyder clears quickly to Gingrich. We're approaching 3 minutes to play. Gingrich loses a dribble that time. Good defensive play that time by Davis. Possession arrow favors Lewistown. So Krista Gingrich having a tough night tonight for the Lady Panthers. But even with Gingrich having a tough night, Maggie Johnson has stepped up, Hillary Worley has stepped up, and the Lady Panthers dominating this ball game.
There is no I in team, and when the team does well, that's all you can really care about, not individual statistics.
Johnston with the ball now. 3 minutes to play. Zampelli to Gingrich. Gingrich to Johnston. She's wide open three, elects to penetrate, tries to quick kick it back outside to Gingrich. Stolen that time by Val Jennings in the ball game to Davis. And we're going to have a travel. I think she tripped over Johnston's leg and took about 5 steps. There could have been a foul call on that play, Joe. No foul. They called a traveling violation instead.
Maggie Johnston cracking a smile because she knows that she just got away with one right there.
And Kevin Kodesh has a smile on his face now as Gingrich gets it into the front court. They're going to screen out front. Gingrich off the screen, goes baseline. Her baseline jumper is good. And the Lady Panthers lead 56-26 with 2.5 to play before this crowd explodes, and we're going to get pelted by Hershey Kisses.
Start getting those protective shields up, Joel.
Burke for 3, and Johnston with the rebound. West Mifflin having all kinds of problems outside shooting tonight. Johnston into the front court to Gingrich. Gingrich looking down low for Snyder. Now she dribbles into the paint, running one-hander off the board, a little strong. Doesn't go. Rebound Zampelli. That one doesn't go. Gets her own rebound, misses that one. And Kim Burke pulls it down for West Mifflin. She finds Davis ahead of the pack. She lays it up and misses another layup. Val Jennings with the putback that time, as it's now 56-28 with 1:50 to play in this Western final game. Johnson with the ball. So Kevin Kodish really has not gone to his bench too much. Gingrich driving, lays it up, misses the layup that time, and Jennings clears for West Mifflin. So Krista Gingrich having trouble getting anything to fall tonight.
I'm kind of shocked that Kodish hasn't emptied his bench the way we usually see in a situation like this, because if an injury happens, they're going to be in big trouble Saturday night.
We're down to a minute 20 as Davis this time hits the 3. That might be the first 3-point field goal for West Mifflin. It is
that is the first.
The first tonight. And they've closed the gap to 56-31 as we have a minute 5 to play. Johnston now drives. Her running one-hander is no good, but she's hacked and go to the free throw line as Kim Maxwell, Heather Wheeler, and Jessie Ware are ready to check in for Lewistown. The Lady Panthers lead 56-31.
With 1:02 left to go, you can see this crowd starting to get into it. They can sense it, and they're ready to throw their Hershey Kisses.
Gingrich now on the bench for Lewistown, as Zampelli also makes her way to the bench. Ware will replace Maggie Johnson after she shoots the 2 free throws. Lady Panthers lead by 25. Make it 26 as Johnston connects again.
I wonder what Coach Phil Shaw really has to say now. His team has gotten totally blown out of the building tonight, getting killed by 26 points. He looks disgusted on the bench. And I don't know what his coaching strategy was. It really failed tonight.
Johnston missed the second free throw. Ball loose on the court, and Johnston commits a foul. That'll get Jessie Ware into the ball game, as Maggie Johnston will take a seat tonight and have tomorrow and Friday to get prepared for Hershey, as she gets a nice ovation as she goes to the bench. So the Lewistown Lady Panthers with 59 seconds to play. They're probably going to meet Berwick. We know Lewistown's going to advance, and unless the Berwick situation changes drastically, Berwick will advance also. So that'll be our AAA finals Saturday night at 6 o'clock at Hershey.
No matter who wins that game between Berwick and Lancaster Catholic, I'm sure Kevin Kodish and his staff will get busy right away looking at film for Saturday's big championship game.
Juliet Copay with 2 free throws, as I see the Lewistown fans getting their bags of kisses out. And I'm getting scared that we're going to get pelted a lot, Joe. Jess Ware has the ball stolen, now gets it back. Wheeler, as the Lewistown fans start chanting Hershey as we're getting closer. Nikki Snyder with the left-handed runner. A little wild on that shot, Joe, but it found the net.
Nice looking shot by Snyder, laying it up and in.
The crowd now on their feet as they're going to count this baby down. We're down to 26 seconds, and the Lewistown Lady Panthers are going to advance for the second year in a row, and they're going to go to Hershey as Kelly Altieri will come in for Nikki Snyder as she gets a great hand from the Lewistown faithful. So Lewistown will have an opportunity to defend their state championship Saturday at 6 o'clock. And we're going to go east, as Roger Hurto wants to do. Heather Wheeler now with the foul off the inbounds pass. I know Roger's been talking all week about going east, Joe. And the Lewistown Lady Panthers are going to advance and give Roger that opportunity to broadcast that state final.
It's a nice opportunity. It's a great time to actually see another part of the state. We've been, for the last month with these playoffs, all over the western part of Pennsylvania. So hopefully, I can't wait till we see that Hershey Park Arena and we can get a win Saturday night.
Katie Ware now in the ball game as she replaces her sister, Jessie Ware at the free throw line for West Mifflin, and I was hoping she didn't get in the ball game because I can't pronounce her last name, is Julie Aniskowitz. Aniskowitz. A tongue twister, as both teams have cleared their benches. This year, there's no doubt that the Lewistown Lady Panthers were the dominant team over West Mifflin. She misses a second free throw. Ball loose. Rebound comes down to Wheeler. The Panther fans yelling Hershey. Jada Purcell, her running one-hander is no good. And the rebound comes down to Carpa. We're down to 7 seconds. And Heather Wheeler with a blocking foul that time. She'll get into the scorebook with that foul. Both teams in the double bonus. Let's check and see who will shoot for West Mifflin. It will be Megan Maloney, not to be confused with Aaron Mahoney. They must have had a good day last night on St. Patrick's Day. But true. Tonight, the green is not shining for West Mifflin.
And Joe, we have 5 seconds. I can already see people with their Hershey kisses, and they've got their arms ready. It looks like they're ready to gun those kisses right at our booth.
59-34. Make it 59-35. It was all Lewistown after 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Katie Ware fires one up at the buzzer. It's no good. It will be showered.
Oh!
I'll tell you what, I'm taking a bunch of them right in the back of the head as the Lady Panthers in the middle of the court, and the fans have come onto the court, and we have a powwow there as the Lewistown Lady Panthers with a 59-35 win as the kisses keep coming and the fans keep standing. Lewistown will advance to Hershey and probably play Berwick on Saturday night. Joe, let's get back to the station so we can hide a little bit when we come back. We'll talk about tonight's ball game. You're listening to high school basketball on WCHX. Was leading 57-39. Oh, no. What are we going to do? Okay, what's the final? 72-56, Berwick. Okay. Wow. You got a Penn State score. Hey, Aaron. Berwick won 7-6. Turned the ball over 32 times. Yeah. No, they're just. Are
they on the camera okay? I told him to stand up. I don't know. Hey, somebody get on. I need something on the radio to it. Get ready to where? Larry, how about this?
Okay. I'd like to try to get him. We get Kevin. I'd like him to have your headset.
Right.
Okay. Were we brutal enough on Phil Shar? Okay, Anna just went to try to find Kevin. Playing Berwick. Yeah, it's good. Berwick's up. Yeah. Hey, go ahead, dude. Hey, you got a live shot, so do whatever you want. Let me see it. Come over, then we'll have Joe. If they commit. Hershey kisses all over. Blasted from behind. Joe Pappas is still underneath the table here, Roger. Berwick real quickly with you, Roger. Do you remember Berwick defeated a common Lewistown opponent this year? They beat Hollidaysburg in overtime.
Hollidaysburg, a team that Lewistown handled by about 20 points, maybe a little under 20. Berwick had their trouble with Hollidaysburg, although the game was on Hollidaysburg's home court, I think winning in overtime by 4. I think it was 45-41, pretty low-scoring ball game. So that is the only common opponent that I know between the two schools. But nonetheless, they will meet Saturday night, 6 o'clock at the Hershey Park Arena. We're getting ready for that one. Have we been able to locate Kevin Kodish in the mayhem up there yet?
No, we haven't, so I'm going to turn it over a little bit to Joe Pappas, Roger.
I tell you what, Joel.
Yes.
What we're going to do is we're going to take another commercial break here. We'll try to find Kevin up there in the mayhem, see if we can get him on the air to talk to the local folks. But again, Lewistown is your winner tonight convincingly. In fact, both the Western and Eastern final, not much of a ball game. Lewistown winning handily, and again, Berwick winning handily over Lancaster Catholic, 72-56. So it's Berwick and Lewistown Saturday night at the Hershey Park Arena at 6
Roger,
o'clock.
excuse me, let me interrupt you as Kevin has made his way over here.
Okay.
So let's talk to Kevin Kodish right now.
Fine, let's
and then we can go back for another break, and then we'll wrap it up after that.
Sounds good.
So Kevin, trying to get the headsets figured out here with with the crew here tonight. And Kevin, congratulations, you're going back to Hershey. Kids came to play tonight and they dominated West Mifflin.
Yes, they did, Joe. We jumped out. We wanted to take command of the game early, get the running game going. We got some good steals at defensive end, got the running game going, had some good stop and pops for some points, and we were able to, we wanted to dictate tempo, and we did that in the first half especially.
Kevin Kodish, Roger Herto back at our studios in Burnham. Congratulations, my friend.
Hey, thank you very much, Roger. Wish you were here.
We can smell the chocolate, believe it or not, all the way back here in Lewistown. How does it feel, Kevin? A lot of the monkey now is off your back. You were a target all season. One more game to go. Has to be a great feeling.
Hey, it's a super feeling, Roger. I was just sucking it all up there from the sidelines. The kisses came running down. Some people threw me some, so I just sat down and had a few pieces myself.
I understand members of the Billy Joel Diamond fan club pelted him with Hershey kisses.
That's exactly right. They were out in Forster. I think they had some T-shirts going, too, and they were all set for Billy.
Kevin, if you have not yet heard, we'll pass along to you direct here. The Lady Bulldogs of Berwick, a 72-56 winner over the Lady Crusaders of Lancaster Catholic. They did that despite committing 32 turnovers in the ball game. So Berwick, if I remember correctly, Kevin, they were ranked number 3 in the state according to the Harrisburg Patriots. So stacks up to be a pretty good ball game Saturday night in Hershey.
Yeah, it certainly does, Roger. They have a guard named Megan Delagrade. She has 2,300 career points. So we're familiar with her, and they also have an outstanding 6-footer inside. So that'll present some good challenges for us on the defensive end. We do have 2 tapes of them already, and we'll have the tape of tonight. So actually, I brought one along so we can watch on the bus on the way home tonight. We have their game with Montoursville on tape up here, so we'll get a look at them on the way home.
Delegrati, by the way, actually read earlier in the Patriot this year, scored 62 points in a ball game, so she will be a force to be reckoned with. But Kevin, again, congratulations. I know you want to get with the team and celebrate, but back to Hershey again, and boy, let's hope we can get one more.
Hey, we'll work at it, Roger. Thanks a lot.
All right, Kevin Kodish and the crew live at St. Francis College in Loretto. We're on the post-game show on Chicks 105. When we come back, Billy Joe Diamond and Joe Pappas will run down the stats on tonight's ball game. Back with a final word after this. Hey, Billy.
Maggie.
15 seconds.
15.
I'll count us down, and then I'll be live, Billy, all right?
Okay.
Studios in Burnham. We are also hooked up with the crew up at St. Francis College in Loretto, where tonight the Lewistown Lady Panthers have advanced with a convincing victory, 59-35. They defeat the Lady Titans of West Mifflin and will play to try and defend their state championship this Saturday night at the Hershey Park Arena. Again, game time is 6 o'clock, and again, they will take on Berwick. Berwick handily defeating Lancaster Catholic tonight, 72-56. Billy Joe Diamond, a special guest with us.
Yes, we were able to find Tona Williams, Tona Williams in the crowd, and she's here to talk about tickets a little bit. And then we're going to have Krista Gingrich on with us, Roger.
Sounds great. Tona, first of all, on behalf of Chicks 105, congratulations to you and that Lady Panther team.
Well, thank you very much, Roger. It is very sweet to be going back to Hershey, and that's what the kids have been pointing for all year, and now they get an opportunity to repeat. So we're looking forward to Saturday night at 6 o'clock.
And I know for you, the work will continue, and we certainly want to try and pass along ticket information. For those folks who did not go tonight and might be listening and wanting to get a chance to go to Hershey, what can you tell us at this point? Obviously, you know the game is Saturday night at 6 o'clock.
Right. Other than that, we don't know a whole lot of, or have a whole lot of information. A call's been made to PIAA to let them know that we won, first of all, and also to basically ask for as many tickets as we possibly can have so that we can fill Hershey Park Arena with as many Panther fans as possible.
Sounded like a good crowd tonight.
Oh, it was amazing. I think there were maybe 50 West Mifflin fans. The rest of the place was packed with Panther fans. And what I can tell you is that we won't start selling until Friday because we want to use tomorrow to basically drive throughout the state and pick up as many tickets as we possibly can to offer to our faithful fans.
Okay, so we're looking at the ticket sales not until Friday morning.
Right.
Okay, and sometime tomorrow we'll have information maybe on a number. You'd mentioned to me that it looked like we probably would not have as many as we did a year ago.
Probably not, because of who was involved in the other ball games. What we were able to do last year was pick up some tickets from the Quad A boys schools who weren't using all of their tickets. And this year, with Newcastle being involved in the West, Altoona, and in the East we have Plymouth Whitemarsh and Harrisburg. And a worst case scenario for us would be Harrisburg West, Newcastle rather, because quite frankly those two schools want as many tickets as we do.
Right. So we'll just have to wait and see on that.
Pardon?
We'll just have to wait and see then on that, right?
Exactly. We have a call in now, and we'll also have a call tomorrow morning, and hopefully by mid-morning we'll have a decent idea as to how many tickets we will actually end up with.
Okay. Tona Williams, thanks for taking a few minutes. And again, 2 years as athletic director, and they're keeping you busy.
Oh, I tell you what, it's trial by fire, but we certainly will be glad to go into that fire on Saturday night.
Okay, we'll see you Friday at a big pep rally.
Yes, and I'm sure it'll be absolutely as loud and as great as last year's.
Yeah, Chicks 105, by the way, will be at the school Friday broadcasting live from the pep rally. We're looking forward to it. Tona, thank you very much.
Thank you, Roger. Here's Krista.
We're trying to get Krista hooked up here, Roger.
And Billy, I'll let you start with Krista.
Okay.
I know you always are loaded with the pertinent questions.
The pertinent questions, and all I can say to this young lady is great game, great career. You got one more left, Krista, and I know you're going to be anxious for that one on Saturday.
That's right. You know, last year was very special. We were in a tough Western final with Blackhawk, but this one's probably even sweeter.
Krista, Roger Herto back at our studios
Hi,
in
Roger.
Burnham. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, your opponent for the next game, I know you're as excited as ready to go right away, and we can tell you it's going to be Berwick. They won 72-56
Right.
over Lancaster Catholic. They feature a premier player of their own, Megan Delagrati. She scored 62 points in a game this year, has scored over 2,200 in her career. So this will be a great matchup for you guys. They're ranked 3rd in the state. And your thoughts about taking on Berwick?
Well, you know what? Our team said that we played them in a summer camp over the summer, and we lost to them. However, I was not there, and the team said they didn't really feel like playing that day. So Berwick might have a false sense of security coming into the game.
And this is the one that counts, right?
That's right.
All right, Krista, congratulations, and we'll see you actually at the pep rally on Friday.
All right.
And then hopefully at a big fun parade Saturday night.
Sounds good.
Krista Gingrich, the All-American.
Thanks, Roger.
And we're going to try to get Maggie Johnson over here. She's going to have to pull her Hershey Kiss off her head so she can get the headsets back on her head so she can hear her.
Get my leg.
But Krista's one of Krista's running mates in the backcourt, Maggie Johnson. And Maggie, congratulations on a great win tonight.
Thank
and
you.
I know for you, you had a couple tough games before this one, but tonight maybe it was the court, maybe it was just your time, but you stepped up tonight when Lewistown needed you. You got your three-point shot back. We're deadly from the foul line, and you played a great ball game tonight.
Yeah, I've been having trouble getting my shots for the past couple games, but I just kept shooting, and I knew that they'd fall eventually.
Maggie Johnston, Roger Herto back at our studios in Burnham. Congratulations. Can you hear me, Maggie?
Yeah.
Okay, Maggie, question for you. They said you have that Hershey Kiss hat on. Was that the same one from a year ago?
Yeah, it's the same one.
The lucky hat.
Yep.
Hey, I was asking your teammate there, Krista Gingrich, about this Berwick team. I understand Krista was not there this summer when you played them. What do you remember about Berwick? That's who you'll face Saturday night.
Actually, that was the first game we played when we got to that tournament, and I have to say we really did not play a very good game, and Krista wasn't there. You know, I think that I've been hearing they think that they're going to beat us now because they won that game, but I think if we play our game, then we should be able to win it.
All right, Maggie, congratulations. Have a good trip home.
Thank you.
You bet. Maggie Johnston, part of the dynamic trio there at Lewistown, helping the Lady Panthers pick up the win tonight. We're going to take